In today's world of entertainment and communication, I think that members of Congress need to get out there as much as possible. You got to go where your constituents are. And so I find some of these cable shows and some of the HBO shows, I think they're a great challenge. I also think that, it's important for me as a Republican to go on a show like Hardball, where they tend to be more to the left. I think it's important for Republicans to go on something like the Sean Hannity show that leans to the right. And so I do a lot, whenever asked, I go on the Bill Maher show. It's an HBO show. He's very, very liberal, and even very tough on conservatives. But if I go out there, I'm expected to lose. But if I get a few points on the board, I think I've advanced the conservative cause. If I don't show up, then we haven't gotten anything. And I have become friends with Bill Maher, and I think what happens is when his audience, who are left-leaning, when they see him being nice to me and us getting along, gives them some hope that, people who disagree can get somewhere. Stephen Colbert show, which is more strictly, the Bill Maher show is funny. Stephen Colbert show is, I think, all comedy. And he does a spoof on Congress called Better Know a District. When they first started this, I was their first guinea pig, and so when the show ended, I was their last one, and got to know him. And they want to have a good show. They want you to have fun. They're going to make you squirm a little bit. And some of the members of Congress, Democrat and Republican, did not have a good experience with them. But we're comfortable, and felt good about what we did with them. We had a movie filmed one time at Tybee. It was actually a Miley Cyrus movie, and a friend was doing the casting, and so got on as an extra. Something that I always wanted to do. But that's fun. I was on the show for about 3 seconds, and people said, "Oh, I saw you." What it does, if you're a member of Congress and you show up at some place you're not expected, it opens up a door. It opens an opportunity to talk to somebody who might hate politics, but they say, "Oh, you're not a bad guy because you're willing to do that. Let me ask you a few questions." And I have had a lot of very liberal Democrats support me, because they say, Jack's not afraid to show up or talk to us or to give you a straightforward answer, and he'll return your phone calls. And I think that that's one of the things that we need to do in today's society. We have a tendency to hang out with like-minded people. That's not your job as an elected official. You got to challenge your ideas and let them be challenged as well. So I think those shows have been good for me, and I hope good for the process. And I have recommended all members to do that. When I was younger congressman, I was on the floor of the House doing a special order. Special orders are those speeches that happen when Congress is adjourned, but you get the microphone for 1 hour and you can talk about anything you want. Generally, you get people ranting and raving. Well, Neil Abercrombie went down there, and he was a Democrat. Later became the governor of Hawaii. And I think J.D. Hayworth and I were waxing eloquently, as we thought, about some Republican issue. And Neil asked for time, and we would not yield to him. And so then our time ran out, and he sat there, and he got the time next. And he said, "Now I'd like to yield to the Republican from Georgia." Well, what are you going to say? So suddenly there was a dialogue. But because I learned that as a freshman, ever since then, whenever possible, if I controlled the time, I always wanted to yield to somebody with an opposing view so you could have that discussion. And again, I think it's very healthy for the process.